ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। Let us chant the Omkaram for 5 times, and then we'll have a little discussion on Vivekananda's teachings connected with our daily life. Now please think of the Atman, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhavaha. That is our real nature. That is your real nature. Mano Buddhi Ahankara Chittani Na Aham. Finally, Shankaracharya says in the Nirvanashtakam, Chidaranda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. For that, we will chant the Omkaram once more. Hope all of you are keeping well, keeping safe, keeping healthy, doing your asanas, yogasanas, meditation, prayer, swadhyayam, and building up your personal life, building up your spiritual life, and at the same time serving the society as much as possible. And whoever it is earning or who can save some money can send it to our headquarters relief fund, the Ampen Cyclonic Relief Fund, which is very, very important. People are suffering there in West Bengal, and our senior monks and many volunteers and brahmacharis, the entire West Bengal centers is affected. So they have plunged inside in serving the society. So we need some funds as per our General Secretary Maharaj's request, appeal. So BELURMATH, belurmath.org. You can visit the website, and there are different links there, and it is easy for you to transform the money online so that provisions and rehabilitation and medical service, clothing and shelter and mental strength can be offered to the poor people. So please inform this to your friends, inform this to all your contacts, and business contacts in the country, in the world, and let the common man, let the common women, children who are gods for us, Shivagnane Jivaseva, let them all be peaceful, let them be happy. And this has attacked in spite of the coronavirus pandemic also going on simultaneously. So the difficulty in serving also. It is not that easy to serve everybody and anybody, because the effect will be with compound interest. So I request you to take care and serve as much as possible the living gods who have been affected in West Bengal, and also the living gods who have been affected all of us are affected, the whole world is affected. But we have to have the peace, have the stability, have the gravity, have the faith in God, and continue our daily life. So I just come online, live in the Facebook account of Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence. And namaste to all of you who are watching this, and we shall share a couple of minutes the parables of Sri Ramakrishna, the tales, the stories which Sri Ramakrishna told. They are very simple, not at all complex daily life incidents which he had mentioned. But at the same time, some people feel it is so simple that we are wasting our time and we need not, it's not practical. Each story is so practical, each story is so intense. We try to have big jargons and things like that and make it so complex. It's instead of eating the food straight away through the mouth, the right hand, and have our lunch. People try to eat it the reverse direction and want so much of jargons and so many big examples. It's not worth it. It's not necessary. As Sri Ramakrishna said, if you want to eat the mangoes, do you go to the mango orchard, mango garden, and count how many leaves are there and how many branches are there, which varieties are there? Yes, you may need to buy something good quality. Go and buy and enjoy it. Enjoy the mangoes. Enjoy the mangoes. That's how we can relish it. We can gain higher peace, higher joy. Parama Shanti, Parama Bhakti, Parama Shakti, Parama Shraddha, Parama Gnanam, Paramanandam. That is our lifeline. That is our goal. Let us work on that. As followers of Vivekananda Ramakrishna teachings, of the Vedantic teachings, what more do we want in life? So, in Karma Yoga lectures, Vivekananda had mentioned that path of resistance and path of non-resistance, especially in the lecture, in the class talks, on each is great in his own place. That each is great in his own place was Swami Vivekananda's one of the class talks which he gave for advanced students in America. So he was speaking about each is great in his own place, and some will resist, some will non-resist. Okay? So this resistance and non-resistance of evil, of bad things, he says somebody can do it, somebody cannot do it. Just because you can do it, you just don't go and harm others. You don't attack others. You don't kill others. You have got the power, you have got the ability, you have got a danda, a stick, a weapon, go and attack others? No, that is the time you have to learn how to put the brake, how to resist your emotions. And somebody cannot do it, and some bad is happening. He has to rouse himself, rouse that strength, rouse that consciousness, rouse that balam, and save the situation. So for that, we have got a beautiful, very interesting psychology applied by Sri Ramakrishna himself. Some of you have read the life of Sri Ramakrishna, and there, along with Vivekananda and other disciples, Vivekananda, of course, as you know, was a leader, 16 disciples, Shodasha Kala Purushaha we say, and the leader was Vivekananda. What happened there? Swami Yoganandaji Maharaj and Swami Niranjanandaji Maharaj, two contrasting poles, two contrasting disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. One very timid, very low profile, very ordinary, very weak, though he was so pure, free from lust and free from any other attractions. The other very stout, physically, mentally, always carrying a danda, a stick in his hand, Swami Niranjanananda. If you see his photograph, you will understand. Okay? So once Swami Yoganandaji was coming to Dakshineshwar to meet Sri Ramakrishna from Kolkata. He was sitting in the boat, and when he was sitting in the boat, there were the public, other passengers of Calcutta who did not like Sri Ramakrishna, who were attacking, who were criticizing him. And Yoganji, being one of the passengers and also being one of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, was listening to all the Guru Ninda, criticizing him using bad language and talking ill of Sri Ramakrishna. And Yoganji thought, poor people, they do not know what Sri Ramakrishna is, his power, his love, his grace, his sadhana. So ignorantly they are talking. Let me not worry about it. So he was doing his japam and was sitting in the boat, and the boat reached Dakshineshwar, and Sri Ramakrishna is sitting in his room. Yoganji, with all devotion, with all humility, goes and does pranam to Sri Ramakrishna and confesses what happened, explains the entire journey. What happened, how they were criticizing him, how they were scolding him. And he told Sri Ramakrishna, I did not utter any word. I thought they are all very ignorant, and why should I harm them? I hope I have done good work. I did not trouble. I followed ahimsa. Sri Ramakrishna became very serious and said, what? Guru Ninda? And they were criticizing your own Guru, and you kept quiet? What is this? You should have resisted. You should have told them to keep quiet. That was his way. And he roused the strength in Swami Yogananda Ji. He should not just remain dormant, he should just not remain quiet. And he roused him and gave him that Rajasic spirit. Combine it with Sattva. When something bad is happening, you should see that it is stopped. So that is, because he did not have it, Sri Ramakrishna gave it to his Guru, his disciple, Swami Yogananda Ji. Okay? This is one aspect of life which we have to understand. And Vivekananda says in some other place, a beggar wanted to give a big donation. He does not have even 1 rupee in his pocket, and he wants to give a big donation of 1 lakh rupees. Have something in your pocket. Have something to give. You have got knowledge, you should share it with others. You don't have knowledge and you want to share it with others. It will be like digging a well in the stones. So acquire knowledge, acquire the spirit, and serve people. So Yoganji was given that inspiration, that boost by his own Guru, Sri Ramakrishna. Then Swami Niranjanananda Ji, he was coming to meet his Guru Sri Ramakrishna from Dakshineshwar, almost a similar kind of journey. And another group of people, passengers, who were traveling in the same boat, were criticizing Sri Ramakrishna, were talking ill of Sri Ramakrishna. And Niranjananji waited for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. They were not stopping, they were joking, they were laughing about Sri Ramakrishna. Niranjananji now got up. He got up and with his stick and stout body, strong body, and he said, one more word against my Guru. I will drown you, the boat and everything, and started jumping as it were. And the boat was tilting left side, right side in the Ganga, and these public were afraid, were bewildered or baffled. They fell at his feet and said, please stop, we will not do any such thing, we will keep quiet. We will not criticize Sri Ramakrishna. Then Niranjananji kept quiet. And the boat reached Dakshineshwar. Niranjanananda Ji made pranam to his Guru Sri Ramakrishna and narrated the whole incident. They were criticizing you, my master, and they protested. I told them that I will drown them. I will drown this boat also if they don't keep quiet, and they kept quiet. That was Niranjananji's narration of his experience. Now, Sri Ramakrishna gave a completely contrasting incident. You know what he said? What? They are scolding me and you wanted to kill me? What if they are scolding me? You should resist, you should control your anger, control your passions, control your emotions. Simply just because you have got strength, and so many innocent people would have been killed, would have been harmed. Please don't do that. Please resist your emotions. You see, Yogananda Ji did not have it. Sri Ramakrishna is asking him to increase that quantity of energy and that action. Niranjananji has it. Sri Ramakrishna is telling him to control, to utilize his service, utilize the emotions properly. So, in that particular chapter called Each is Great in His Own Place, I'll read out the central idea of Karma Yoga as taught by Swami Vivekananda. Okay? The Karma Yogi is the man who understands that the highest ideal is non-resistance, and who also knows that this non-resistance is the highest manifestation of power. In actual possession, and also what is called the resisting of evil is but a step on the way towards the manifestation of this higher power. namely non-resistance. First, one has to have the power of resistance and then rise up, grow up, evolve into the level of non-resistance. Before reaching the highest ideal, man's duty is to resist evil. Let him work, let him fight, let him do his duties, let him strike straight from the shoulder. Then only when he has gained the power to resist will non-resistance be a virtue. So we have to cultivate physical strength, mental strength, moral strength and spiritual strength. And also the buddhi, how exactly we can utilize this strength, how we can attain that non-resistance, ahimsavad. So it is not simply mystifying and thinking, oh, I am doing this, I am doing that. Are you fit for it? Are you having that ability, that capability, that bahubalam, that buddhibalam, that atmabalam? So increase that strength. So it is tamas, rajas and sattva, which we have to think of as far as karma yoga is concerned, as far as our habits are concerned. Tamas, very lazy, procrastinating, postponing, dark in color, and his language is bad, etc., etc. Very, very low quality of life. The second is the rajasic. He is short-tempered, restless, he is egoistic and passionate and violent in nature. That is Raja Yogi, one who has got rajas. The third is the sattva element, the sattvika purusha. He is calm, he is cool, he is of good judgment. But then what we need today is a combination of sattva and rajas. Man should be able to act, or he should act, but he should maintain his calmness and his dignity. So there is a maya, as it were, there is a covering, as it were, where sattva, goodness, will be mixing with tamas, with laziness. He will be a very good fellow, but he is good for nothing fellow. He will never do anything. Whereas the rajasic fellow and the tamasic fellow are nature, tamasic nature and rajasic nature, they join together. What happens? Disaster, killing and crimes and drinking and violence and all that we see in the market today, in the society today, is a combination of rajas and sattva. But to be a leader, to be a spiritually evolved personality, you should have a combination of rajas and sattva. Rajanascha rishayascha raja rishi. Raja rishi, Janaka, man of tremendous responsibility, tremendous decisions and taking care of Mithila and other parts of his kingdom, but he is a rishi. That's why Krishna also glorifies Janakadayaha, Janaka, Vachaspati and so many other wonderful pure kings were there in India for thousands of years. They were rishis inside and a king outside. So through these two incidents of Swami Yogananda and Swami Niranjanananda, we know path of resistance and the path of non-resistance, which Swami Vivekananda explained, which I just shared with you these few minutes. So occasionally I will come on live in our Human Excellence Facebook account. So enjoy, share this news with others, and we shall all go forward in our journey of acquiring more knowledge, acquiring more peace and devotion to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, to Vedanta, and in our spiritual life. We shall end with Asatoma Sadgamaya Stotram. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Stay safe, be healthy, be at peace. Sharanagati to Sri Ramakrishna, to Ma Sharada, and to Swami Vivekananda, and to our Gurus. Thank you. Namaste. Hope you like this episode, and you can share your comments and share this news to all your friends and other members of Human Excellence and who are members in this Facebook account. Thank you. Namaste.